Hey, what's going on, good people? It's your boy Fitz the King. Cowboys fans, sports fans, fans of the channel, NFL, college, mock draft fans. What's going on? So I'm at you guys with a fresh mock draft, and I did one earlier, but then so much has happened, and I will admit, I'm human. I made some mistakes on that one. Some of the I gave a couple teams the same player, and you typing so much stuff, and I was putting up like 2-3 videos. I just did the Alex Smith trade video, and this is a post Alex Smith and a post Senior Bowl mock, so it actually works out better because I was able to organize my thoughts. So I did make some mistakes, but thank you guys for growing with me. Thank you guys for catching on. I'm human. I'm human. That's the good thing about being on YouTube. You can make mistakes and talk to the fans and like have our own little war room. So thank you guys for catching them. I went back over it, cleaned it up, and I still have some controversial things in there, and that's what a mock draft is, because in these war rooms, and you guys will see in the description box, that's what's happening. People are disagreeing. Scouts are disagreeing. Coaches and GMs are on the same page, and the scouts are on a different page because they've been following these guys. So it's all sorts of things. And you better believe a couple comments were like, well, is this based solely on the Senior Bowl? The Senior Bowl can jump players very, very high. You think about Aaron Donald. You think about Zach Martin. Heck, Dak had a good showing at the Senior Bowl. Carson Wentz had a good. So the Senior Bowl can jump players very, very high. But before I even get into this mock, the first and second round, let me give a huge shout out to Orville Roach and Bruce Mata. Thank you, both of you all, for donating to the growth of the channel. I'm trying to upgrade this thing, y'all. I'm trying to get better lighting, better camera quality, and obviously go live. So thank you guys. Hit the description box. Hit the link in the description box. Make sure you guys donate, please. It means the world to me. I'm doing this all on my own. I'm up late. That's why sometimes I make mistakes, but it's all for you guys. So let's get into this mock draft. So with this mock draft, I took into consideration the Senior Bowl, some guys who stood out, some guys who obviously helped their stock. I revamped it, I revised it, but I wanted to think outside the box, and that's exactly what I did. And right off the bat, you guys see the picks on the screen. I'm not going to go over every pick. I'm just going to hit some key points, and let's just talk about this trade. Let's talk about the monkey in the room, the elephant in the room. The fact of the matter is, the Alex Smith, Kirk Cousins trade, or obviously Kurt will be a free agent, and Alex Smith was acquired by the Washington Redskins. It affects the draft in a lot of ways. You got to understand, when these when these dominoes start falling, everything tilts or goes a certain way. So while I had in other mocks, I had Cleveland taking a chance on Baker Mayfield. Well, now I thought outside the box and said to myself, what if Cleveland says, hey Kirk, we'll throw you a bunch of money, we're gonna pick 2 good players, come to Cleveland, let's try to win some games. Because you got to think about it too. John Dorsey, he's came out and said, we want to give, what's the coach's name? Hugh Jackson. Sorry, Hugh. I didn't forget about you, Hugh. We want to give Hugh Jackson good players. Sashi Brown, Hugh and Sashi didn't get along. He didn't give him good players. According to John Dorsey, we want to give him good players. So what if he says, you know what? And what if Hugh also is thinking in his mind, I don't have time to develop a quarterback. I don't have time to develop Josh Allen, who has accuracy issues, or, whoever the case may be, or Sam Darnold, who sometimes has brain farts, or Josh Rosen, who really doesn't there's question if he even cares about football. In Cleveland, you got to care about football. It's cold and there's nothing to do in Cleveland. What if, no shade to Cleveland fans, but what if they said, F it, I'm going Saquon Barkley 1, I'm going MINKAH FITZPATRICK 4. Makes sense to me. You just got the 2 best players in the draft. Who cares about the quarterbacks? You got the 2 best players in the draft. Now you get Kirk Cousins and you go play football. You could possibly win 8 games. The AFC North isn't what it used to be. Andy Noodle Arm Dalton, whatever, Dolly Parton, Andy Dalton, the Red Rifle, please. You know, Joe Flacco, he's up and down. Baltimore still hasn't figured out their offensive situation. They got Alex Collins, which looks like a steal from Seattle, but nonetheless, they haven't figured out their receiver situation. So I think that Cleveland could do themselves some justice getting these two guys, getting Kirk Cousins, and it really left it left a ripple down effect. Scrolling down, I gave the Bears Courtland Sutton, so Bears fans can leave me alone about giving them, you know, a linebacker. I thought, hey, you guys have Danny Trevathan. I don't know who your other middle linebacker is, but there's probably a reason why I don't know who he is, because he's probably not that good. So I don't understand why it was such a big deal that I was giving Tremaine Edmunds to the Bears. He's a great player. He's probably going to be the first linebacker off the draft, and I've been on board with that. But hey, there goes Courtland Sutton, because obviously Kevin White was a flop. And here's the thing about these receivers. I see a bunch of comments about receiver. Enough. Every draft class is not going to be 2014. There's no Odell Beckhams in this draft. So there's no Dez Bryants. Every year there's a Dez Bryant. He does Dez Bryant things. And the irony is Cowboys fans want to get rid of Dez Bryant. But, you know, 2 years ago it was Laquan Treadwell and Justin Blackmon. I mean, the list goes on. The fact is, it's hard to find the one. And, you know, last year everybody thought it was going to be Corey Davis. Well, the best receiver in that class was Cooper Kupp and kid from Pittsburgh. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, cut it out with all the receiver talk. These guys aren't sure things. I know everybody loves Christian Kirk. I'm not that high on Christian Kirk. I think that he's a body catcher. I think he has speed, but I think he's a body catcher. He's not Odell Beckham. I've seen him comp like 3-4 times to Odell Beckham. He's not Odell Beckham. So just keep that in mind. Every draft is different. I did give the Skins Rashaan Evans. I gave Miami Roquan Smith, and I gave the Raiders Tremaine Edmunds. What's going to happen with these linebackers is you're going to have to get them early, because there's going to be a run, and it's not a deep linebacker class. Jerome Baker's okay from Ohio State, but he's not on the level of these guys. These are the three studs. I gave Arizona Baker Mayfield, Baltimore Calvin Ridley. Let's skip down to the Cowboys. I still have the Cowboys going Will Hernandez. To me, my philosophy is going to be running the football. My philosophy is going to be playing defense. You can't tell me, I'm a Cowboys fan, I study this team in and out. The offensive line wasn't the same. I want Dak throwing the ball 20 to 25 times a game. I want us, the Cowboys, doing what we do best, running the football. With a guy like Will Hernandez who can maul you, he went to the Senior Bowl, he showed out. People are like, yeah, is he a first-round pick? You damn right he's a first-round pick. You saw him against first-round talent, mauling them. First-round D tackles, mauling them. He didn't lose a rep. So you guys go back and watch the film. He looked great in practice and in the game. You plug him in, he can play some tackle, but he's primarily your guard. And I know he's a sure thing. Him and Quenton Nelson. And, you know, Quenton Nelson is a little bit more polished. Feet are a little bit better, and he's a little taller. But Will Hernandez, you plug him in and you go play football. This team isn't far away. Everybody wants to get a receiver. I don't want to draft a receiver. You see what I'm saying? I don't even want Dak throwing the ball that much. I want to win dirty, and I want to win gritty, and I want to win playing a certain brand of football. We can get back to that brand by, yep, everybody's going to say it's overkill on the offensive line. You damn right. Because the best thing that you do on this team, you run the football very, very well. You have an elite player at running back. Give him the ball. You're only going to have Ezekiel Elliott. You got to maximize your running back's years, okay? So maximize it. 6 to 7 top at his top level if he's an elite player, if he's a once every 10-year player. So that's what I'm going to do. And that's what I'm going to do with Will Hernandez. And I'm sorry, I know guys don't like that, but that's what it is. I gave Josh Jackson to the Rams. I think that's a good pick for them. Need cornerback help there. I gave Harold Landry to the Titans. Jair Alexander to the Falcons. And some people might question this pick, but I think it makes a lot of sense. Yo, Lamar Jackson to the Pittsburgh Steelers. I think that him being able to sit, learn behind Ben, he can bring some excitement when Ben leaves, because Ben, he's a year or two away from just walking away. I don't know if their team actually will ever be as good as the Patriots. Their defense needs a lot of help, but before you know it, they're just going to need help. It's just going to be, you know, Ben retires and they're going to be fleeced at quarterback. So, you know, to me, I'm saying Lamar come in, sit, learn behind Ben, and he can bring some excitement to the Pittsburgh Steelers when Ben retires. I just thought that would be a cool pick for them. Moving to the second round, again, the Browns knock it out the park. They get Mike Hughes. They get Michael Gallup. So now they just have good talent around. If they do get Kirk, you know, I'm hearing Kirk is going to be either Denver, the Browns. Like, Kirk actually might have played himself in this whole situation because now his market isn't really what he thought it was. And he may not have that. Now, obviously, he's going to be a free agent, so he can kind of choose. But, you know, it's going to be between Denver and Cleveland. And if I'm Cleveland, I may just say, yo, here it is, you know. So I think that if the Browns just get good players, they can win 8 games with Kirk Cousins, you know. So anyway, got David Njoku, got a couple other pieces. Now you have Saquon Barkley according to my draft. So, hey, I gave the Packers Mike Gesicki, give him to Aaron Rodgers because obviously Martellus Bennett stole money and retired. And I gave Dallas Harrison Phillips in the second round. Listen, run the ball, play defense. I think that Harrison Phillips, I know Cowboys fans want a safety, maybe even another corner, but I think Harrison Phillips, I told you guys I love this kid. He plays he plays defensive tackle like a linebacker. He's going to keep our linebackers clean. Let's say we go ahead and, you know, re-sign Anthony Hitchens. Well, now you put him in at 3 or 1, depending on how you know, Rod gives those guys position flex. Now, Malik Collins can kind of get back to the 3 where he's better at and not have to play so much 1. You don't know what's going to happen with Tyrone Crawford. I love Harrison Phillips from Stanford. That's just me. I think Will Hernandez, Harrison Phillips, good pair. It's not sexy, but I love it. Gave the Bills Mason Rudolph in the second. And I like this pick. This is probably one of my favorite picks of the draft. Kansas City getting James Washington to help out their new quarterback, Patrick Mahomes. It's your boy, Foots the King. Thank you guys for checking out this mock draft. Post Alex Smith, Kirk Cousins trade, post Senior Bowl. Patrick Mahomes gets a stud and James Washington. And they get Alex Smith out the door. Yikes. It's your boy, Foots the King. Make sure you guys like, share, subscribe. Hit the link in the bio. Support. Thank you guys so much. Let's talk. Let's debate. Chew it up. Eat it up. Let me know what you guys think, because that's what's happening in these war rooms. You guys may be really high on a player. I may be really low. Let's talk. Explain to me. It's your boy, Foots the King. Thank you guys for liking, sharing, subscribing. The whole 2-round mock is in the description box. Peace.